Once upon a time, nestled at the edge of a deep green forest, lived a sweet little girl. Everyone in her village adored her, but no one loved her more than her grandmother. Her grandmother had lovingly sewn her a beautiful little riding cloak of brilliant red velvet. The girl loved it so much that she wore it everywhere she went, and soon everyone began to call her Little Red Riding Hood. One sunny morning, Little Red Riding Hood's mother called to her. "My dear," she said, holding a basket filled with cake and a bottle of wine, "your grandmother is feeling unwell. Please take this basket to her. It will help her feel stronger. Be careful on your journey. Stay on the path and don't talk to any strangers. Go straight to her cottage and be a good girl." "I'll be very careful, Mother," promised Little Red Riding Hood, giving her a kiss. She took the basket, waved goodbye, and set off into the woods. The sun dappled through the leaves, birds sang cheerful songs from the branches, and colorful wildflowers bloomed along the path. It was a lovely day for a walk. Little Red Riding Hood had not gone far when a wolf, with sleek gray fur and cunning yellow eyes, stepped out from behind a large oak tree. She had never seen a wolf before, and didn't know what a dangerous creature he could be, so she wasn't the least bit frightened. "Good morning, Little Red Riding Hood," the wolf said, his voice smooth as honey. "Good morning to you, Mr. Wolf," she replied politely. "And where are you off to so early in the day?" he asked, circling her curiously. "I'm on my way to my grandmother's house," she explained. "She's not feeling very well, so I'm bringing her some cake and wine to help her get better." The wolf's ears twitched with interest. "And where does your grandmother live?" he inquired, a sly grin spreading across his face. "Oh, it's about a 15-minute walk from here," said Little Red Riding Hood, pointing down the path. "Her cottage is just past those 3 big oak trees under the hazelnut bushes. You can't miss it." The wolf's mind began to race. "What a tender young thing," he thought to himself. "She'll be even tastier than the old woman. If I'm clever, I can have them both for my supper." He walked alongside her for a moment, then said, "Little Red Riding Hood, look around you. See all these beautiful flowers? Hear the birds singing so sweetly? You're walking along as if you're late for school. Why not take a moment to enjoy the forest?" Little Red Riding Hood looked up. The sunbeams were dancing through the trees, and the forest floor was a carpet of vibrant blossoms. She thought, "Grandmother would love a fresh bouquet. It's still early. I have plenty of time." So she strayed from the path and began to pick flowers. For every flower she picked, she saw an even prettier one a little further in, and so she wandered deeper and deeper into the woods, forgetting all about her mother's warning and the time. Meanwhile, the clever wolf didn't waste a second. He ran straight down the path to the grandmother's cottage. When he arrived, he knocked on the door. Tap, tap, tap. "Who's there?" called a weak voice from inside. "It's me, Little Red Riding Hood," the wolf said, pitching his voice high to sound like the little girl. "I've brought you some cake and wine. Please open the door." "Just lift the latch, my dear," the grandmother called out. "I'm too weak to get up." The wolf lifted the latch, the door creaked open, and without a single word, he sprang to the bed and gobbled the poor old grandmother up in one gulp. Then he put on her nightgown, her cap, and her spectacles. He pulled the curtains around the bed and snuggled under the covers to wait. After some time, when Little Red Riding Hood had gathered a bouquet so large she could barely carry it, she remembered her grandmother and hurried back to the path. She was surprised to find the cottage door wide open. As she stepped inside, a strange feeling of unease washed over her. Everything felt so quiet and unusual. "Good morning," she called out, but there was no reply. She walked cautiously to the bedroom. The bed curtains were mostly drawn, but she could see her grandmother lying there, with her cap pulled low over her face, looking very strange indeed. "Oh, grandmother," she said, stepping closer. "What big ears you have." "All the better to hear you with, my dear," the wolf replied, his voice muffled by the blankets. "Grandmother, what big eyes you have." "All the better to see you with, my dear." "But grandmother," she gasped, What big hands you have! All the better to hug you with, my dear. Oh, grandmother, what a terribly big mouth you have! All the better to eat you with, the wolf roared, and with one giant leap he sprang from the bed and gobbled up poor Little Red Riding Hood too. With his belly full from his two-course meal, the wolf felt very sleepy. He climbed back into the bed, lay down, and soon began to snore, very, very loudly. As it happened, a woodsman was passing by the cottage. He heard the thunderous snores and thought, "My goodness, the old woman is snoring so loudly. I should check to see if she's all right." He peeked inside, and there in the bed he saw the big, gray wolf. "Aha!" he whispered to himself. "So this is where you've been hiding, you old sinner. I've been looking for you for a long time." He knew he couldn't just shoot the wolf, as the grandmother might still be inside, so he took a large pair of scissors and began to carefully snip open the sleeping wolf's belly. After just a few snips, he saw a flash of a red cloak. A few more snips, and out jumped Little Red Riding Hood, crying, "Oh, I was so scared. It was so dark inside the wolf." And then out climbed the grandmother, alive but very weak. Little Red Riding Hood quickly ran outside and gathered some large, heavy stones. They filled the wolf's belly with the stones, and the grandmother carefully sewed the skin back up. When the wolf finally woke up, he felt incredibly heavy and thirsty. He staggered out of the cottage to find the well. But as he leaned over the edge to drink, the heavy stones in his belly pulled him forward and he tumbled in. Splash! And that was the end of the wicked wolf. The woodsman, the grandmother, and Little Red Riding Hood were overjoyed. The grandmother ate the cake and drank the wine Little Red Riding Hood had brought, and soon she felt much better. As for Little Red Riding Hood, she learned a very important lesson that day. She promised herself that she would never again stray from the path or talk to a stranger when her mother had told her not to, and she lived happily and safely ever after. Thank you so much for joining me for this classic story. If you enjoyed it, please give this video a like and consider subscribing to our channel for more tales and adventures. We'll see you in the next story.